was exactly in this place where I met Miro for the first time. Miro is a young guy, about 20 years old, guy with problems that a lot of us proudly can say that don't have. And it was about 6 months ago where I met him, just as I was walking out from our young adults meeting, one of our concerts that we had. He was here looking pretty high. It didn't take me long to realize that he was having some troubles with drugs. Today, 6 months later, the same guy, Miro, just entered detox in a process of reconciliation. And it just reminds me that people that we think are not likely to really find meaning to life, just like Miro, guy with no family, grew up in an orphanage, no friends. Now 6 months later, he gave his life to Christ, made a step of faith that in the beginning he only laughed about. And now 6 months later, his life is completely changed. And I'm really looking forward to meeting him here again and hopefully taking other guys just like him with him, because I think that the God is in the business of changing people. And I'm really glad to be part of that. I don't think I ever had to look for opportunities to share the gospel, to go looking for somebody who had big ears and that seemed like he was willing to listen. There are just too many people in my life that I get to talk to every day. And so looking for opportunities is something very usual, just people that I meet in the tram, I meet at work, and sometimes what is the toughest, the closest people, my family, people that just don't know or have decided not to believe what I believe. My job is to be faithful, to be with them, to walk through this process with them. I tell them there is more. There is more than just having your career. There is more to life than just what we see. I find it's very important to be really extreme about and really progressive in what you do. If it's in a restaurant, leaving a tip, that might shock sometimes. And that can open up, that just happened to me last week, opened some door to an amazing conversation. In a grocery store, just a free smile with a big thank you and sometimes buying a lollipop for the cashier. And I mean, I don't get to spend that long with them, but I try to maybe initiate another meeting in a public library. That's a place where I spend a lot of my time either teaching or sometimes studying. And there are people that just come there that do not want to study. They just want to talk to people, socialize. And I mean, you happen to have 3-4 people sitting right by you. Look at the book, what they are reading, maybe starting to find a topic that they seem to be interested in. Started about 2 years ago when we met after a long time. We met actually at a concert, and God just truly put him on my heart and gave me a true burden, which I believe God does. So I initiated some jogging. We live right next to each other. We started jogging, started talking. Sometimes we would talk till 2-3 in the morning over some tea or some coffee, and eventually, because I love traveling, I asked him to come to Tibet with me. That was an amazing school when you get to eat worms and sleep outside, and that was just really intensive time together when I could share the gospel with him. And really, in a country like Tibet, live the example of Christ to him. Now, 2 years later, looking back, he has not only become my best friend, not only somebody who knows the Lord and found the purpose in his life, but also somebody that leads with me, somebody that does what I do with young people, helping the homeless find a place, helping the drug addicts recover. And it took a lot of coffee, a lot of invitations, a lot of initiative, a lot of long nights and long evenings, a lot of listening. But now looking back, I cannot imagine what would have happened if I missed that opportunity. I'm asking myself, how many people long to be changed, long to be given that hope that was given to me just because somebody was bold enough to open their mouth and to confirm their words with their deeds. And that's why for me it's not a must, it's a passion, it's a privilege to live such a life that people would ask questions.